with that old beak. Into the tyre it plunges once again.
Pushing and shoving Tornado in towards the arena sidewall and getting an early grip there. Tornado trying to back away. Tornado's weaponry's in on the arena sidewall.
He pushed back by Razer, but is it too little? Is it too late? What a final this is. What heart Razer has. The sparks of dead metal fly. 3, 2, 1. Tornado from the right-hand side. Razer immediately, though, with a beak on the attack, trying to penetrate the very shell of Tornado, crumpling and grinding. Part beak, part bird, part reptile. The whole is deadly. The spinning wheels of Tornado try and gain some purchase. Until we hear a puncture, it will try and gain purchase. I'm not too sure if one of those tyres has been punctured, but certainly the machine's shape has been crumpled, and to withstand that sort of punishment, Tornado must be a remarkable machine. But can they now launch any sort of counter-attack? Razer has them here. Clawed, beaked, pulled, torn, dropped. Tornado, what power is there on that left-hand side of the machine? We'll wait and see. Can get up to 10 miles an hour. Is it one-sided now? Lopsided. Tornado is not running freely. Once again, Razer on the attack in this All-Stars final. Simon Scott, Ian Lewis the driver, Vinny Blood there. Hard as cheek with that old beak. Into the tyre it plunges once again. Tornado all of a sudden is looking a tired out old thing there in the war zone. In the arena, it cannot get away from Razer with the intense crushability. 2 trolley shot caddy motors driving up to 11 miles an hour for Razer. Doesn't need to get up any speed because it has Tornado in its clutches. And poor old Andrew Marchant, the driver of Tornado, can do nothing against Simon Scott's team. It has been mightily effective in Robot Wars Extreme, but it has more than met its match against the world champions Razer, the international champions Razer. It's punctured now. The skin of Tornado, trying to get through to the very motors in there now. The 36-volt motors of Tornado. There is no life in that machine. Axed by the house robot. The refbot takes a cursory glance. Sergeant Bash awaits as well. Pit, 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 they cry. There's a lick of flame from the arena floor. Tornado, torch, scorned, burned, but not shamed. There goes Razer, onto the pit release button. You can see it flashing, see the pit descending. It's all over for Tornado. They'll end up in the pit ultimately, but after being counted out by the ref bot, Razer, worthy winners of our All-Stars final, worthy champions of Robot Wars Extreme, as all that is left to do is snuff out the Tornado, dampen down the hurricane, quieten the whirlwind. We have put the wind up you, says Razer, and in the end, let's be honest, it wasn't even a close shave. Sergeant Bash and Shunt come in with the last rites for a very brave, battling machine. Andrew Marchant, David Gamble and Brian Moss can be proud. Tornado, of course, holders of the challenge belt, beaten 3 stakes to heaven on their way through. Then the spiteful Pussycat. The awesome Chaos went as well in the semi-finals. But here, Tornado, ignominiously flipped from the arena floor, bashes and crashes, splintered, hopes tattered. Boing, it came down, but there is no bounce left in Tornado. No bounce in the step. It is a long and steady and agonizing, inch by inch, funereal procession towards the pit of oblivion. In comes Razer with a slight shove. Razer has the last word. Tornado has the last rites.
Cease. into a gentle autumn breeze. The world champions and now the all-star champions. Let's hear it for the mighty Razer! Come on, lads! Come on, lads! You beat the British champions.
Yep.
But the world champions seemed a bit too much for you. What happened?
Yeah.
What went wrong?
It all went wrong a bit too soon there, didn't it? They got hold of us and that's it. Wouldn't let us go.
Well, you see, you've got protection round the sides.
Yep.
But the mighty claw comes in from the top, doesn't it? And
gets
there's no
straight in there.
protection there.
No. They didn't let us go. We couldn't get out of there, so we could have made it a bit more interesting maybe if they let us go, but at the end of the day, that was fair. So.
But after beating Chaos too, you must have thought, hey, we're in with a chance to be the all-star champions here.
We knew Razer was tough. We gave everything we could, but once they got hold of us, they just didn't let us go. So there was nothing we could do.
And it's powerful, that claw, isn't it? It is powerful.
Very much so. Yeah.
Anyway, all is fair in love and Robot Wars. Let's hear it! The gallant losers, Tornado! Yeah! And you know, you didn't break down.
The unreliable robot.
I know, because you always break down in the British Championship, but in the World Championship you won. You're now the All-Star champions.
Yeah.
Trophy number 9.
Yeah.
This has got to be a high point for you, though. I mean, there were some serious robots in this.
Yeah.
These guys were good. I mean, they put up some stiff opposition. We've seen they're very, very fast, so we knew we had to get a very, very quick grip on them.
Yeah.
And we hit the transmission, pretty hard. So.
But you were very tenacious, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You're going for the wheels. It looked like you couldn't get the wheels.
Well, we're going for the transmission.
Yeah. Did you get it in the end? You got it in the end.
I think we got it in the end,
It just
yeah.
died, didn't it?
Yeah. And we honoured ourselves, I mean, we backed off once they were dead. So we didn't go too crazy.
Well, listen,
been a
Julia Reid has got you the Robot Wars Extreme All-Star Trophy. Julia, come here.
Brilliant.
Hand it to the mighty Razer. Show the audience. Well, one angry robot has realised its dream
The all-star of all-stars.
on Robot Wars Extreme. Bye-bye.
Roboteers, stand by.
Tornado, the team from Cambridgeshire, Andrew Marchant, David Gamble and Brian Moss in there against Razer, the reigning world champion, Simon Scott, Ian Lewis and Vinnie Blood on the left. In the arena for the house robots, Matilda, watch out for the tusks and the flywheel at the derriere. Don't go near her derriere. Certainly Sergeant Bash hasn't ever with the flamethrower and pincers.
3, 2,
Razer on the left, Tornado coming in on the right-hand side with push and shove. Razer with the claw, the beak, the jaw, call it what you like. Pushing and shoving Tornado in towards the arena sidewall and getting an early grip there. Tornado trying to back away. Tornado's weaponry's in on the arena sidewall. It can't get it into play. And there's the great beak of Razer. They do not mean to give up their title lightly here. Oh, isn't that painful looking? Oh, a slice is nice of Tornado. Tornado being puffed out of it here immediately by Razers. Hardened point cutting in, piercing Tornado hopes. Over very early, I would suggest. Tornado away, but what damage can they cause now? And again, they've got the wrong side to Razer. They simply cannot get that cutting 2,000 RPM spinning disc into play. Razer, good control and driving by Ian Lewis. We're seeing the Tornado team, they're up against it. They've gone into the side release button, down goes the pit, but I think Razer have this semi-final really under control. They've got Tornado by the scruff of the neck, and it's going to be over imminently, and that is hugely impressive once again by Razer. And are they once more to be crowned world kings? They are celebrating in style, a flourish. They have lifted Tornado overhead. And finally, the release, when it comes, will be a merciful one for Tornado. Into the pit they will go eventually, I'm sure, when Razer finally decides to let them go. Right now. Goodness me, that was frightening. Razer into the final.
cease.
Absolutely amazing contest. The reigning world champions Razer are through to the World Championship final again. Let's hear it for Razer. Well,
How about that?
you were up against the reigning champions. Now you can actually see why they're the reigning champions, can't you?
Yeah, that was a very hard fight. They deserved that.
You've had a good time.
Excellent time.
And you came really far as well, didn't you?
Amazed to get this far. So
And
we're
kind
really
of
happy.
unlucky, really, to get drawn up against the reigning champion, I suppose.
Absolutely. But there you go.
All right,
Enjoyed
guys.
every minute anyway.
Go Cyclonic for Tornado! Well done, guys. A stunning performance.
I think I lost my heart back there somewhere.
I kept thinking, careful now, Razer. You know when you're trying to get into the pit because you were almost teetering over.
I was screaming at them myself, just don't go with yourselves, don't lose
They've got a seriously sticky shell, haven't they, those guys?
Yeah, you couldn't get them off the claw,
I saw
could
them
you?
put an araldite on earlier, didn't I? Yeah.
All credit to them, though, Craig. They've done brilliantly, Tornado. That was an excellent performance. They were fantastic. Great fight.
Brilliant newcomers.
I'm not supposed to be partial, but don't let Britain down, all right?
We'll be
All right.
carrying the flag. We'll be carrying the flag.
Raise the roof for Razer! It's crunch time. It all stops here. So, are you ready to find a champion? Okay then, let the grand final begin.
The number 1 seed, Razer.
Unbeaten in 21 battles at 96 kilos. Ian Lewis, Simon Scott and Vinnie Blood and Razer.
The number 12 seed, Tornado.
Looks utterly bizarre, to be honest, with that spinning disc. Andrew Marchant and David Gamble and Brian Moss know what they're doing, though. It's the surprise.
Robotics, stand by.
We've got a couple of surprises in the shape of Shunt and Dead Metal.
3, 2, 1.
What effect will the spinning blade at the front of Tornado have? Already on the attack, on Razer, and Razer! On the backward step, it seems! On the back foot, Razer, or are they? They've come and grappled Tornado's extended frame! That frame necessary to support that mighty horizontal spinning disc. Razer has stopped the disc. The disc starts flying again. Razer has that extra front claw bit to the beak to try and stop the spinning disc. But for me, Razer's extra weaponry seems to be bent and buckled. And is it flapping in the wind? It grapples with Tornado again. What a final! For Robot Wars, the Sick Wars, intrigue, mystery, suspense. Razer trying to grab hold. Refbot, get out of there if I was you. Shunt involved as well. It's all going off in the arena, I can tell you. Tornado's blade has been silenced and stopped there, but it's pushing into Razer. Razer bows its beak forward, but it can't get to the very heart of Tornado because Tornado has protected itself with that framework. Look at this. Forget the Tornado spinning blade. We didn't see this happening. The framework has stopped Razer's attackability. Brilliance from the Tornado team. Can Razer respond? Do you know, I think that little hook thing on the edge of the beak is to try and get at Tornado and lift up the framework, but Razer aren't going to get a chance, are they? Because Tornado slams and bangs. In comes Tornado again. Is this the end of an era? Is this the end of the Razer reign as champions of the UK? They are being smashed into submission. They cannot get away from the arena sidewalls, and the red bot comes in, and all of a sudden, the clock takes on a lurid and awful hue if you are a fan of Razer. They cannot get themselves released. They are pegged in there, and Tornado, systematic in its pressure, in its desire, and in its drive. Finally, Razer is released. There, do you see the little hook? I think it was intended to get in underneath that framework, but Razer's game plan has not worked, and Tornado
always has. Right from the start of the series, they boasted of the interchangeable weaponry. We've seen a pusher. We've seen the little spinning disc. We've seen a front ram. And now we've seen the mighty spinning blade. And Tornado is finally pushed back by Razer, but is it too little? Is it too late? What a final this is! What heart Razer has! The sparks of dead metal fly onto the wings of Razer. Can they lift themselves and yet turn this battle around? They're trying to claw Tornado, trying to gain some purchase, but Tornado with that four-wheel drive, again, driving them back into the CPZ, pushing them into shunts, axe as it comes down. Razer and Ian Lewis know they've got a real fight now to retain their crown. Shunt lifted, Razer bashes down. They simply can't get at Tornado's machinery. They can't get at the exposed tyres with the beak. Vinny Blood looks concerned. Razer now trying to build up momentum for another attack. How can they get beyond that lattice work frame? They can't get into the heart of the matter. They can't get into the eye of the storm that is Tornado. Razer trying to force its way back into the final. You heard the pit release button being activated. Finally, Razer has lifted Tornado. Can they take them to the arena sidewall and push them out? It must be their only hope this late on. Tornado's weight, a huge factor here. Oh, that they can't get them down the pit. Look at that, it's an anti-pit device as well. An APD, we have never seen one before. We've heard about them, we have never seen an APD until now. And there it is. It goes to the judges, what innovation and what drama. Certainly, Tornado think they've done enough. Or have they? Because I'm hearing that the Razer boys believe Tornado were suspended in the pit. Not above it, but in the pit. That's one for the judges to mull over. More twists and turns than an Agatha Christie.
Did you like that fight? Did you like that fight? If you think Tornado won, make some noise. If you think Razer won, make some noise. This has been so controversial. There's been shenanigans in the pit. There's been psychological warfare going on, adaptations, alterations. It's far too close to call. Gonna have to go to the judges, and then they're gonna make up their mind until they've inspected both robots for damage. So, while they're making up their minds, let's review the highlights of that fantastic battle.
Well, all the early controlled aggression from Tornado. Damage caused to Razer, I'm not too sure how much damage was caused. They were slammed into the angle grinder, they couldn't get out. And that's where the systematic attack began, repeatedly. So good marks here for Tornado with their innovative design of weaponry and the protective cell system. But Razer came back, look at this. They did get the claw in. Were Tornado in the pit or above it? What do you think? So close. The judges there are in the pits looking at the damage sustained.
This is damage. Obviously, this is new. This was perfectly straight.
The judges have made their decision. It's tense, isn't it? Are you nervous? Oh, they're looking at style, control, damage, and aggression. We have a new UK champion! Guys. How did you feel when you walked around the pits and you saw what they'd done to their robot?
It's sort of pretty good, actually. I think a lot of the machines are going to develop that way, and there'll be interchangeable weapon systems that will develop. It seems to head that way. So, yeah, it'd be quite tricky, actually. It'd be good. You'd be bolting last-minute things on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think your adaptation worked?
It did at the end.
It did at the end when you picked it up?
That's it. That's it. But it was just a little bit close on time. They were so close in the pit.
They're the 12 seeds.
Well,
Giant killing act.
They joined the sort of elite club, you know, the Chaos, the Panic Attack, the Razer, and all the other guys.
And now we got Tornado. Very gracious in defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please, the ex-UK champions, but still the world champions, Razer! Oh, I mean, who had the idea when you were fighting Razer to make those changes?
I think it might have been my idea. We sat down and thought about, after losing to Razer twice in Extreme, our vulnerability to different weapons, and we thought, well, we need to build something.
Yeah, it was a very clever interpretation of the rules. There's been arguments raging. I mean, is your robot small enough to fit in that pit?
It's within the maximum size allowed in the rules, and that is a lot bigger than what will go in the pit.
Well, you can't say further than that, really. You were quite ungentlemanly. When Refbot was trying to get them off the arena wall, you just went and started giving them a right good kicking.
We're here to win this. This is not about being nice. This is a war.
The crowd were with you. They certainly were. I mean, it was one of the most exciting fights we've ever had on Robot Wars. You're the 12 seeds. You've dismantled everyone in your path. You are worthy UK champions. And to give you your trophy, can I please introduce the very lovely Miss Philippa Forrester.
Hang on with the bikini on, sorry. I didn't think I'd do that to you. Congratulations, it's really heavy.
Oh, blimey, yeah,
it is.
Hey, show it to the crowd!
Don't drop it!
Robot Wars champions. I bet you feel ecstatic, don't you?
Yes, excellent feeling.
Well done, guys. So you'll be back to defend your championship, won't you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Congratulations. No one thought you could do it. Not BNC the 12th, but you've done it. One more last round of applause for the UK champions, please. Team Tornado! Well, like the fireworks.
Cue the applause.
We've got a brand new champion on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
Razer.
With the great hook and claw and crushability factor, Ian Lewis, Simon Scott and Vinnie Blood, bags of experience. Vinnie on the left.
Tornado.
With the anti-crusher web. Andrew Marchant in the middle, Brian Moss on the left, David Gamble on the right.
Robotics, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, we have the flames of Sergeant Bash. And we have the jaws of Growler.
3, 2, 1.
This is a vengeance battle. Razer beat Tornado in the semi-finals of the World Championships in 2001. Tornado beat Razer in the last domestic finals. The Sixth Wars. Can Razer get through that web-like protection? Can they cut their way through? Tornado smashing Razer back onto Sergeant Bash. Razer pushes back again. 92 kilos of Razer trying to lift Tornado up. That's how you deal with the anti-crush web. You get a grip and you lift it up and you try and take Tornado towards the arena side walls, I would imagine. Can they hoist Tornado? Simon Scott of the weapons control, Ian Lewis driving. Oh, they pull. They hoist Tornado up. Tornado can't get their weaponry working at all to any great effect. Andrew Marchant driving there. Razer pulling Tornado across towards the pit release. There's no way Tornado would go down that pit. Not with that webbing on the side. Look at the smoke from Razer. Trying to get traction on the arena floor. Are they burning themselves out though? Tornado digging in. What a tussle this is between the UK champions and the world champions for a place in the European final. Razer is smoking. Tornado is gripping. Anxiety etched
faces. They mean this. They want this. This is terrific. A real old tug of war developing. Tornado digging in. Razer clawing. How close is this? You can see there. Simon Scott trying to draw Tornado higher and ever closer to the pit. Can they line them up? Will they take the big fall? At the back there of Ian Lewis, we can see the concentration in the Razer camp. Tornado very close to defeat, but how can it go down the pit? Will the judges take a look at this rigging for future robot wars? Should it be allowed? Is that rigging too big for the pit? What do you make of it? Razer on top, pushing, but couldn't finish them off. Goodness me. The judges will decide. Well, they're trying to psych each other out as the judges pensively reflect. And they're locked together in mortal combat. Tornado and Razer.
Well, the judges have made their decision. Style, control, damage, and aggression. They've gone for Razer! Guys, come on. Listen, you adapted your robot again, but they sort of adapted theirs again as well.
Yeah.
You were too wide to go in the pit, so they just kind of held you there until
They were trying to get our wheels over the
called.
pit, so once all the wheels are over the pit, then you're classed as in the pit. So they didn't succeed. All their motors burnt out. They weren't going anywhere.
I know. You see the amount of smoke coming out of that robot?
Yeah.
It's like they had 2 smoke canisters in there or something like that.
They've got some work to do.
You're disappointed now, aren't you?
A little.
A little disappointed.
We were still going at the end, they weren't, so.
So you think that's a controversial decision again?
Yeah.
Will we get together for a real, proper, full-on grudge match at some stage then?
Probably.
I think it's required, isn't it, now?
All right, guys, let's hear it. Team Tornado!
Well, here in the pits, a particularly interesting story is breaking because Razer have decided to be magnanimous. Suspicious?
Well, as you know, we've just had quite a controversial battle with Tornado. Ourselves as Team Razer have had a long discussion about the judge's decision, and we ourselves have reached a split decision ourselves. But we've nominated Vincent as spokesperson.
Right, on then.
Well, basically, we felt that during that battle, the judges got it correct in the fact that we did control very large portions of the fight. The lifter worked very effectively on Razer. We were very happy with that. However, our drive motors burnt out, and we felt that we were immobile, or practically immobile, for well over the 30 seconds. We should have been counted out, and we don't feel we deserve to be in the final, and therefore we're passing it over to Tornado to be the UK team that goes into the European Championship final as the representative.